Alright. I would like to start this deck tech off by making something very clear, chat. Walls work. We are going to build a wall, and the Rakdos are going to pay for it. And I don't care. I'm going to make that promise, and it's going to be okay. Anywho, we've got Arcadis, the strategist here, who's going to be the one orchestrating the Rakdos paying for our walls. This is whenever a defender enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Each creature you control with defender assigns combat damage with its toughness and can attack as though it didn't have defender. We got High Alert here, which also gives you something similar to Arcadis, but it untaps creatures instead of drawing extra cards. We've got 4 copies of Once Upon a Time in our deck, which allows us to find not only our lands and our defender creatures, but also our Arcadis more often. We've got Orator of Ojutai here, which is a sweet one. Flying Defender 0/4. Additional cost to cast this spell, you can reveal a dragon from your hand. And if you do, you draw a card. It's one of the reasons why I've got this Miser Dragonlord Ojutai at the top end here, so we have 5 ways to trigger this. Alerts aren't working. Alert box. Alerts seem to be working just fine. Looks like they work just fine. Popped up on the bottom too. Welcome back, Dows. Got a bunch of cheap defender creatures. Sylvan Caryatid, a big upgrade. We got Tetsuko here, which gives our things unblockable. And then we've got 4 copies of Dive Down, which doubles this giant growth in this deck, which is sweet. And then I've got 2 cheeky copies of Wall of Resurgence here. I just like looking for other good defender creatures. This is like a 6/6 for 3 that like, this thing basically creates 9 power for 3 mana. Because it makes one of your lands into, it basically Nissa Elementals one of your lands. So, hey, got a flush. Thanks for the 12 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Let's dive on in to our league here and see how this goes. Get a reasonably proactive game plan. We hopefully have enough interaction out of the sideboard to deal with decks that are a little bit more linear than we are. Make sure you got a sword to go with that shield god. Looks like it. Yeah, that seems fine. Keep. Perfect. It's exactly what we wanted for Christmas, chat. Yep. Smells like Field of the Dead. We're actually going to have a really sick curve here. So we get to go Vines into Orator, into Tetsuko, into Arcadis, and then like smash for 10. Smash for 8, sorry. Arcadis does not let Tetsuko deal 3. Yep. Casual turn 3, 5 mana. No big deal. Wow, they bricked on Cavalier. It's good for us. I think I'd rather Tetsuko this turn than Orator, right? Because I would like these to be unblockable next turn when they attack. So like if I play Orator of Ojutai, next turn I technically have more power, but they won't be unblockable if I don't play Tetsuko this turn. I should update the Stream Decker. Yep. No blocks. Do, 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 do. So they're dead next turn. I suppose this isn't unblockable, so they can block here. Zero 4 flyer, draw 2. Dive down's lethal, right? Ye old lethal dive down. That's actually not true. We're 1 short, right? This is 8. Yeah, we're short. Tilt. Tilt! Forever tilted, chat. Forever tilted. That's fine. Should hopefully be good. I guess we could get Ugin next turn, theoretically. Move to Chicago in 2 weeks. Time to put ranch on everything. Let's go ahead. Cold Puck. Thanks for 11 buds. No walls and assault formation. Interesting. Yeah, Feywish is a good card. I don't know. I think this card's busted. I think getting to play Once Upon a Time to find this card is busted. All right, this is only 8, so I'm 1 short if I dive down. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Oh, that's for a creature. That bodes well. Yeah, we beat Ulamog here, right? Like they're dead on board without this Tetsuko. No, that's not true. They're dead to the Tetsuko, though. See, chat? Walls work. You just gotta trust in the walls. Alright, so Slaughter the Strong. Sounds excellent. Aether Gust sounds excellent. I think I'm actually going to trim a couple of dive downs. I'm not expecting my opponent to have that much removal. Wall of Resurgence probably a little bit slow. Dragonlord Ojutai probably a little bit slow. Wall of Resurgence making a land at 3/3 also not stellar with Slaughter the Strong. Best offense is a good defense, exactly. I might just trim this last dive down. Yeah, it seems fine. I really wish I had a 1-drop or a dragon for the Orator, but I think this is more than keepable. It's a good pickup. This was a build-around Scholar. So I can watch Twitch on my work computer, but I can't use the chat as chat on a different server. Weird. Feels like a strange distinction. Jaddi. You can turn the mobile app has a chat only mode. Yeah, however the chat works, it must like detect differently. Wow, stone cold nothing over there, eh? Put the goons on high alert. Crack you for 6. This one lets Tetsuko deal 3. So Arcades does not let Tetsuko deal 3. High alert does. So they're dead on board? Well, that was quick. B, aggressive. B, E, aggressive. Do, 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 do. Yeah, Tetsuko single-handedly picking that game up and running it across the finish line. I should probably just have 4 of this. Yeah, I mean, this is an aggro deck, right? Like, the goal of this deck is to play a 3-3 on 1, a 4-4 on 2, and then, like, you know, start attacking. When we played variations of this deck in pre-rotation standard, it regularly had turn 4 and 5 kills if an opponent wasn't interacting with it. Yeah, the 4th Tetsuko is probably better than the Wall of Resurgence. Like this hand here, right? Okay, if we draw an untapped white source, we literally get to go 1, 2, this, attack for 6 on turn 3. Jaddi. This deck is mostly historic legal, yeah. What's not? Like Wall of Resurgence, Jaddi Offshoot, some of the sideboard cards. Caryatid, yeah, Sylvan Caryatid is a good one. We actually haven't drawn it yet, but in general, it's a very good card. Mana base would be different. Hey, Chip. Thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Oh, Orator of Ojutai is not legal either. Those have replacements though. They're not core pieces, but yeah, a lot of this you can just play in historic. So even if we draw untapped white next turn, we attack for 9. If we don't draw untapped white, we can still cast High Alert off of these 2 and attack for 3. On the stack, thanks for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right. Well, we're not going to have an untapped land, but that's fine. Joke's on you, my lands were tapped anyways. Painseer. Love it. Attack for 3. You just have nine unblockable power in play, right? I will be right back. I need to run to the restroom. Alright, so we're at 13. Next turn. Man, that's super unfortunate. If they just, like, have a creature, they have exactly 13. I guess we attack with these. We just hope to fade Unlicensed Disintegration. They don't have a burn spell or removal spell here. They're dead next turn and they don't have us dead. Thanks for the 2 months, Tidius. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree. Jaddi's really sweet. Very, very good card in general. Probably want these. Is this a Slaughter the Strong matchup? Maybe it's not on the play. Watched Rivals yesterday. I was impressed with how you handled yourself after making what you deemed to be a mistake and what seemed like an impossible line. Then to just be one short was super annoying as a fan. Wanted to say thanks for someone who's working on removing the emotional quotient from my game while playing. Thanks, Anaplectic. I think, especially in the moment, there's nothing when you have more games to play, right? Like, there's nothing you could do other than just, like, shake it off and try and get on to the next one. Still 2 more games potentially in your match that you gotta win. Honestly, that first game was just so nuts. I might clip that when I go through and do the editing for the event. I might clip that game and put it up on its own video. Was very impressed with it. Yeah, that's true, Polly. Once upon a time, there was a rat, not a dragon. Am I just getting Caretaker? I think I'm just getting Caretaker so we can flood the board. Lead on said Caretaker. Next turn we can go Jaddi, play a land, only pay 1, play Sylvan Caryatid. Sure. Just gonna cast this to be mana efficient. Hey, thanks for the 20-month Scooter. Welcome back. And I think I'm just supposed to flood the board here. So this way if we rip a high alert or a dragon, we can just kill them ASAP. Hey, drive safe, like a mosh. Wow. Way to push my bird monk. Okay. And then, like, if they don't have a removal spell for this, we have 15 on board that they can't block. Rats. Yeah, we're 1-0 in this league, but we're down a game in the second match here. Not looking good for our hero. Am I dead? Not season a double removal. Just a little bit too much. So close and yet so far. Pioneer League's poppin', chat. Easy mulligan here with no green source. Actually, do I keep this? I have Orator plus Ojutai, and I have High Alert. Maybe I do keep this. Green's my most common color land, right? I have 8, 9... I only have 13 green in this deck. My mana base might be is probably a little off. Yeah, these glacials should probably be green lands. Yeah, two of these should probably be fortified villages. Why you gotta let me down like that, Past Jeff? When do you think is a good time to buy into this format? 8 years ago. If you don't have decks for this format now, and your deck suddenly not being legal anymore would be a devastating blow to you, you should wait till January. Would be my recommendation. They're going to be aggressively managing this format with the ban list until the new year. My general advice for buying Magic cards, never didn't have it, is you should basically think of any money you spend on Magic being money you're lighting on fire. Bump standard Grixis draw 2. I hope it's great. Well, do Perfidia. Thanks for cashing in those shillings. Cometh at me, little Boatmont Courier. So this blocks here. Are they running with scissors? I don't think we're going to be able to race scissors here. Basically, scissors adjacent. This is a 7/7 now. When he comes into play, he makes something a 5/5 for as long as he's here. A bump for Pioneer Sultai mid-range. We'll do, Lily. I think I have to do this and just trade. I'd be pretty surprised if the mono black deck's attackable, Scooter. The mono black deck just like plays all pretty reasonable cards and attacks on a lot of angles on its own. Yeah, I think people have been hurt by the idea of historic and are hesitant to buy in. I don't blame them. Hesitant to spend energy on it. I think I'm supposed to once upon a time here and hope to hit a green source. Tilt. Alright, well, Slaughter the Strong is excellent here. So is Declaration in Stone. Ojutai is probably too slow. Dive down. I don't think they're going to be hitting our stuff too often. I feel like Tetsuko is probably an okay trim. That seems fine. I don't think this is an Aether Gust matchup. They don't quite have enough red cards, I don't think. Yeah, there's just a lot of moving parts to it, Scooter. Like the removal in the format doesn't line up very well into Copter. Like the removal is like a lot. The removal in Pioneer is like a lot of shocks and sorcery speed stuff. There are geese migrating over my house. The goose is loose, chat. They cry out in pain for Oko. Oko did nothing wrong. So Hope of the Gear Pier can time walk us on non-creature spells for a turn. Well, yep. Speaking of Copter being good against removal in this format, sitting here on two pieces of interaction, neither of which will ever kill a Smuggler's Copter. The impeachment proceedings are on Twitch. I actually didn't know that. That's funny. We're like a real platform, chat. Yeah, Copter was very good in Standard because removal just didn't line up well into it. Yep. Just super dead. Dangers of trying to be interactive, chat. Had a hand that was aiming to be interactive, and our interaction just didn't line up well into anything our opponent was doing that game. Yep, seems good. So my general overall impression of Pioneer at this point, the big takeaway is that the power level is lower in this format, in large part due to the fact that mana is a lot worse than it is in Modern. I think the mono black aggro and green devotion decks are objectively the best decks in the format currently. Arcade is about to get fatal pushed here. It's going to be very sad. Is there a way for non-subs to access commands? There is not. By subscribing, there you go. answer. Isn't interaction fun? We've been interacted. Most of the things a non-subscriber would need to access via commands, there's links to under the stream in the stream information section. So there are links to the deck queue, there's links to the current deck, there's links to lots of different things on my website, YouTube channel, all that. So most things you would be accessing via commands you still have access to. To just take a peek around. All right. 3/3 with hexproof. Let's go. Is this the turn where I get Gear Hulk, chat? I feel like this is the turn where I get Gear Hulked. But instant speed, white creature removal, and Pioneer is seal away. Yeah, it's super limited. There's like seal away and Blessed Alliance and some other loose things like that, but they're all pretty medium and very conditional. Red Rover, like Gear Hulk come over. Is it 50 for standard decks? You mean Pioneer decks? It's never been 50 for standard. Standards are 10. Pioneer is still 50 or a tier 3 sub. I'm gonna concede to another Gear Hulk here. They don't have another Gear Hulk, might be okay here. Should we get Ritualisted in? Kalitas, yep. Another Fatal Push. Yep. Well, as an Orator of Ojutai, Moto promo. I think Rankle and Grath to be something worth doing in Historic. Why are those two cards relevant together? What do you want to do with them? I'm going to triple block here because I want to get blown up by a single removal spell. They got a 2/2 zombie because one of my creatures died while they had Kalitas out. The Wall of Resurgence here really ended up being super relevant, huh? Listen, Marty, sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Is Bottom just like flooding out here? Wow, brutal. Get dispersal. Okay, so that's a card we know we need to play around moving forward. Like hold a land. Nothing but net, chat. Nothing but net. Counter spell. Magic sucks. Hashtag never lucky. Look at that. Skillfully played around the Field of Ruin by making the basic a 3/3. Yikes. Well, on a scale of 1 to dead. Good night, my sweet prince. The old dig into dig plus sweeper. Feels bad, man. Alright, I think against a control deck, I just like swap in 3 negates for 3 Tetsukos. Seems fine. Sure. You don't want to really mulligan against a deck full of Thoughtseize anyways. I am looking forward to Historic as it's a non-rotating format without Thoughtseize. It's definitely something I will enjoy having. Hoping to draw untapped land next turn so we can jam Arcades while holding up Dive Down. It's an interesting thought. Yeah, I kind of like that. If we get a game 3, I'll bring in Rest in Peace. Probably not getting a game 3. Untapped land, please. And then I'm going to scream I have a dive down by not attacking with my 3/3. Shout it from the rooftops. Yep. Cast Giant Growth. Our hero has fallen. Huh? I think I'm just gonna pass here. We have Negate and Dive Down to go here. Sure. So they already played a land for the turn, so next turn they're taking 13. Would actually kind of like to draw an untapped land here, so that way we can play Arcadis, crack for 13, and still hold up Dive Down. Sweet. We one short of lethal. Yeah, we're one short, right? Because this is 9, 13, 16. That's so unfortunate. As a Magic player, I'd really encourage you to remove the term strictly better from your vocabulary. Just like, you won't say embarrassing things like, this card's strictly better when it's not actually strictly better. It'll save you a lot of embarrassment. Like saying a 2-mana card is strictly better than a 1-mana card. Things that are very silly like that. Rest in Peace turns off Drown in the Lock, too. Yeah, this card sounds great. Got a couple Jaddi Offshoots. G. Miller, thanks for the 24 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Wild Slash is a strictly better shock. What if you have a protection creature in play and you have Ferocious? I'm just gonna keep this. This hand's not good, but like, you're not supposed to mulligan against decks full of Thoughtseizes. It's just not correct to do so. That was a quick and specific example. Yeah, I've got a laundry list of actuallys for common Magic player nonsense. Again, basically just like do yourself a favor and remove the term strictly better from your vocabulary. I expect Wild Slash will come back down in price relatively quickly. It's one of those cards that's buried in bulk boxes around the country that's going to eventually get dug out. You know, it's actually funny. Sylvan Caryatid plus High Alert is probably like my best 1-2 card punch in this matchup. I think Thoughtseize is necessary, Evil, and Pioneer is... It's definitely possible to curate Pioneer to a point where Thoughtseize isn't necessary. The question is whether or not they want to curate it to that point. Just gonna go ahead and pump up the jam once here. Jeff Hoagland is strictly better at being organized than other streamers. That's very possible. Maybe that one's correct. Alright, I'm gonna go for lethal, especially with this negate backup. Please be dead. That was great. That was great. Cheap targeted discard is just... Cheap targeted discard creates feel bad gameplay patterns on both sides of the table, and it removes one of the most interesting parts of Magic, which is mulliganing optimally. So cards like Thoughtseize discourage you from making good decisions because it's a good decision to not make normally good decisions, and they remove choices from one player, and it's tilting for the Thoughtseize player when they top deck what you just took away, and it's tilting for the player getting Thoughtseize because getting your hand poked is bad. Yeah, this might be one of our fastest 5-match Pioneer Leagues. Because yeah, we're heading to match 5. We haven't even been live for an hour yet. Sand's fine. Has one spawn time. We are 2-2. We are the grisliest of all the bears. Arbaduro, thanks for 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Arcades is a great draw here, especially with Orator of Ojutai in hand. Yeah, 3/3s with hexproof. Turns out they're pretty decent. Zombie, 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 heh, heh. Jaddi! One thing I like about discard, that it provides a safety valve against some sort of thing, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so like, the only defense of Thoughtseize is that it's less offensive than other more offensive things. That's the defense of Thoughtseize, which is a crap defense. If that's the only reason you can think of a card should remain legal, you should probably get rid of it. I just do veggies at Chipotle. You get guac for free if you don't get guac. Guac is like the best. Guac. Peak millennial. Guac is the best. So, with another land drawn here, I think I just play the Vine here and then pass. Do I want to play both Vines out? So, like, I have to decide how aggressive I think I'm going to be here. So next turn I can play up Arcades with Dive Down up, and like, this will draw a card once Arcades is out. So I don't think I'm gonna be... I don't know how quickly I'm gonna necessarily be able to kill them regardless. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pass here, and the plan will be play Arcades with Dive Down up next turn, and then the turn after we'll play the Vine and then start generating some card advantage. But guacamole looks like baby poop. Have you ever seen baby poop? Because that's not really accurate. Or maybe your guacamole, if your guacamole's that runny, you probably shouldn't be eating it. What are you feeding your child? Do we need to get the authorities involved? As an expert in both guac and baby poop, I am concerned for your children. This thing flies too? That's so busted. This is probably a Slaughter the Strong matchup if I had to guess, because I assume they're going to have Lords in their deck. Flying, busted. Please nerf. Please, Watson. Alright, so I assume this is about to try and kill Arcades. This card's gonna be sweet and historic as well. What did Horsemanship do? Horsemanship is different flying. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Historic in general, honestly. Like, I'm enjoying Pioneer, but I'm also looking forward to, like, having more ways to play Magic on Arena. Are they dead? That's got to be pretty close to dead, right? These can't attack yet. Make the squad unblockable seems pretty good in the aggro mirror. Attack Liliana. Attack you. Attack you. I think I want to leave back the Caretaker. It bluffs an interaction spell, and like I still have them very dead next turn regardless, right? Yeah, new standard seems fine. I tweeted yesterday during the event, I kind of miss Field of the Dead standard. I genuinely like that standard format. And I think that standard format was high enough power level that Historic to start's probably going to look a lot like that standard format looked. Alright, so they got to find a removal spell for Arcades here. If they find a removal spell for Arcades, we're going to be in trouble. Need to rip back if they do that. Can you share what percentage of your base prefers content in MTGO versus MTGA? Well, I can't really measure software. You can't objectively measure software preference divorced from format. Froggy, thanks for the 2 months. I would assume most people prefer, or like, if you could play all the same formats on Arena and on Magic Online, I would assume most people would prefer Arena. I know if I personally could play all the same formats on Arena and Magic Online, I would never load Magic Online. Just by virtue of not even putting aside the fast graphics, the virtue of how fast gameplay is on Magic Arena just can't be matched. It just can't be. The auto tapper alone makes Arena a superior product, in my opinion. I got more views when playing Pioneer than when I was playing Arena. To be fair, Marty, it's because the streamer pool is smaller, right? Like, the Arena streaming market's super flooded. What if they implemented the auto tapper at MTGO and you still had all the stops? How would you feel? I think I'd still prefer Arena. I think it would be closer, Brad. It would be closer to the point of being pretty minimally different. I do think a lot of the auto passing that Arena does is very good, but I think the base function of the auto tapper itself is the most important thing. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how much anti-interaction I want. I feel like some of these are probably like I don't want to be too interactive. Like, would I rather have Deck and Stone or Slaughter the Strong here? I feel like Slaughter the Strong might actually be better. I'm also not sure that Rest in Peace is necessary. Rest in Peace nerfs their Liliana, which is nice. I need 2 more cuts here. I think Moto is better for deck building and sideboarding. Well, for sideboarding, it's basically identical to Magic Arena. I'd also like to gatekeep for a second here and say that I don't trust anybody who sideboards on Magic Arena and doesn't put their view into the pile view. Like being able to drag and move piles. You can do that on Magic Arena. Magic Arena's editor lets you drag and move piles of cards. I guess it doesn't let you move piles of cards. It lets you move individual cards. So you can't select a group, but you can grab one pile of cards and move them. But that's super minor. I know a timeout request when I see one, Scooter. Chipotle is strictly better, Qdoba. Qdoba is so awful, though, that's almost an insult to Chipotle to have to point that out, though. Where does Moze lie in this matter? I feel like I put Moze above Qdoba. For me personally. That's super subjective. I could take or leave that one. I don't have strong feelings on Moze. Brad. Remind me to give you a sword back in 10 minutes, Brad. I can't let the harm to Chipotle go on. I can't let it stand here in chat. It's just unacceptable. Listen, I just want to make it abundantly clear that if you're trying to put any of the other Tex-Mex above Chipotle in this chat, you know what what you're asking for. I didn't have a choice. You made me do it. Wayward. Wait, oh, they're playing Rally. That's sweet. They don't really have good attacks here, do they? I guess this is a free roll, kinda, because they can bring it back. Nantuko Husk, yep. I think we did, chat. Feeling pretty good. Every zombie drains us for 4. If this, maybe this is being too results based, but if this rest in peace had been Slaughter the Strong, we'd have slaughtered them this game, right? We're actually just dead to attack with all, right? Listen, there isn't a Chipotle debate, Punchworthy. There's people on the right side of history and people who will look back and realize they're wrong. What's the best chicken-based restaurant? I'm a vegetarian. So I'm not on the... Not a good person to ask that question to. We're dead here regardless, so I'm going to go ahead and concede and make their decision easy here. Taco Bell's not in the same category as Chipotle. Oh, I did bring in Slaughter the Strong. Alright, yeah, I'm happy with how I sideboarded. Let's run it back. Alright, I lied. I'm happy with what I did. Yep. This hand is, as the kids say, lit AF. Hey, Adrian, thanks for the 3rd of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. As a vegetarian, Taco Bell has the most variety of menu options I can have. What's going on, Dalen? Why does a Chipotle serve burrito bowls for breakfast? Asking the real questions. So we'll go this, and then next turn we'll do this, and then we'll slam High Alert and start smashing them. How long have I been a vegetarian for? A little over a decade. Started the summer I was 17. The summer I was 17 was the summer I started living on my own. So like when I lived at home with my parents, I thought it would be incredibly rude to tell my mother I wasn't going to eat the food that they bought or prepared. So when I started living on my own and buying all my own meals, I dropped meat. 15 and counting. Odd to think that it's been this long. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Pioneer's been good. Pioneer feels like the format I've wanted for a long time. Just like deep card pool, slightly lower power level than modern. It's good. It's been good. On unblockable giant monsters, turn 4 attack for 13. Turn 4 attack for 13 unblockable. Yep, feels good, man. I don't really care for the texture or flavor of most meat products. Okay, so this is going to kill Tetsuko, and then they're going to be forced to start throwing blockers in the way of the rest of my dorks. So they have to block 2 of these. Thoughts on Impossible Burgers or Beyond Meat? They're fine. But, like, they're close enough to, like, the flavor of actual meat that I tend to prefer, like, the Boca patties. Boca or good bean-based patty. I want to start making healthier life choices. Okay, so I want the record to reflect that I am not a vegetarian for health reasons. In fact, my friend Mike, who's also a vegetarian, refers to me personally as a junkatarian. And he's not entirely wrong in that assessment. Junkatarian aptly describes my diet. There's a reason why I've been a vegetarian for over a decade and I've still got the dad bod going on, okay? You can deep fry anything. Hashtag America. America. Doo doo. Wait, what? Is this supposed to trigger if I have Rest in Peace out? Judge. Yes, it's actually really funny to give you, or funny, not funny, but sad, to give you insight into some of my family. When I originally told my family that I was choosing to be a vegetarian, my one uncle's response was, "What's her name?" Because that is very clearly the only reason a male would choose to be a vegetarian. Alright, so they're dead. Got that sweet 3-2. Alright, so thoughts on this. The mana base is at least a little bit off. I've got 15 blue sources in this mana for some reason, and only 13 green. That should definitely be flipped. I think we should cut these two Glacial Fortresses for, what's the green-white hand land? Does anybody know offhand? Scouty, thanks for the $5 tip. I appreciate it. Is it Fortified Village? The Vines ended up like not really feeling useful. I felt like the grindy games where this effect could be good, it wasn't enough. And the aggressive games, I just didn't have time to activate it. So I think I would cut all of these and I would add the 4th Jaddi Offshoot, because the couple of points of life from this was very, very good in the matches where it felt reasonable. Wall of Resurgence actually felt super reasonable the times we drew it. This card, like, creating power even when we didn't have a payoff, and like being a 6/6, or like it's 9 power when we have High Alert and Arcadas out. I think I might actually go up to, just go up to 4 Wall of Resurgence. I definitely want, yeah, I agree with the assessment that I want Tetsuko. I want more Tetsuko. I don't think I want the 4th Tetsuko in the main, because like drawing multiple legendaries and non-creature matchups is bad, but I do think I want access to all 4 of these in the matchups where it's going to be good. Like anything combat based, this card is just like, it's just super valuable. It's possible I want like an extra Dragonlord Ojutai in the sideboard for like the grindy interactive decks. And then we did die pretty handily to the artifact deck, so I might play another Knight of Autumn. Teo, I don't know what that does. Oh, is that the defender guy? I think this card's too slow. I think Wall of Resurgence is probably just better. Someone asked about Nyx Fleece Ram. So Arcadas explicitly only gives defenders the ability to assign damage. So Nyx Fleece Ram would be good in a high alert slash Nyx Fleece Ram would be good in like a high alert slash whatever that green enchantment is deck. But I do think Arcadas tends to be a little bit better. Assault Formation, yeah. Assault Formation, High Alert. Yeah, this is not Doran. I think the upside of this cantripping our defender creatures is good. So I think after playing through that set, I would probably try something like this. This deck felt very reasonable. It's an aggro deck. It's a funny looking aggro deck because a lot of your creatures read 0 power when you look at their base stat line, but like a lot of like, we had a number of hands where we were like Caretaker on 1, 2-drop, second 1-drop on 2, High Alert on 3, smash for a bunch. And I think Orator of Ojutai was excellent, both because it was a flying threat and it randomly cantripped. Like I said, Wall of Resurgence also overperformed. It's possible that this is just too many 3s and I want to stick to playing 10 1-drops because of the opener I just described, but I think I would try more Wall of Resurgence to start and see how it feels from there. With Once Upon a Time this many ones is probably okay. So, one thing I'd like to comment on, something that people have questions in the YouTube channel on occasion, is that you'll notice that the deck list and the video description of my YouTube videos doesn't always match what we played. And the deck list and the video description is always what I would play next time. So the video underneath the YouTube video for this deck, you're going to find this deck list. And that's intentional. All right, what are we doing? We've got one more Pioneer deck before we dive on into some freshly banned Standard. We're going to play some Abzan Rally or Rally with Kaya's Ghost Form combo. Before we dive into what that does, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick ad break, so we'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't